Welcome students. Today we will see about the basic problems and production possibility curve. Basic economic problem or central problems of an economy. As resources of an economy are scarce and they have alternative uses, every economy is compelled to make choices in the alternative uses of available resources. The very fact that every economy has to face the problem of choice makes it the central problem of the economy. This compulsion of making choices by all economies is called central problem of an economy. The central problems of an economy or the basic economic problem are what to produce, how to produce, and for whom to produce. These are the basic economic problem in the society. First one, the problem of allocation of resources. An economy has to allocate its resources, that means scarce resources, in such a way that best serves the needs of the society. It is a choice problem. So first one, what to produce is the decision making, and how to produce is the choice making, and for whom to produce is the disposable making. Basically, an economy has to face the problem of production of commodities. That is, what to produce, utilization of its resources, that is, how to produce, and distribution of commodities produced, that is, for whom to produce. First, we will see what to produce and in what quantity. It is the problem of choosing which commodities should be produced and in what quantities, food or cloth, agriculture product or industrial product, education goods or healthy goods. Since resources are limited and wants are unlimited, all goods and services desired cannot be produced. Here, the guiding principle is to allocate resources in a way that generates maximum aggregate utility. The problem of what to produce arises because resources are scarce and they have alternative uses. Next one, how to produce. It is the problem of choosing technique of production for producing goods. It is because a commodity can be produced in more than one method, more labor and less capital, or more capital and less labor. That is, labor intensive technique or capital intensive technique. Large scale production or small scale production. For instance, a given amount of wheat can be produced either by using more land and less capital or less land and more capital. Similarly, a given quantity of cloth can be manufactured by combining factors of production in different proportions. The guiding principle in such cases is to adopt those techniques which cause least possible cost to produce per unit of commodity. Next one, whom to produce, whether to rich or poor. This problem is concerned with distribution of goods and services produced in the economy. In other words, how should output be distributed among those who have helped to produce it? production generates income. It should be kept in mind that production is the result of combined efforts of factors of production. What are the factors of production? Land, labor, capital, and enterprise or organization. The output emerging from production is distributed in the form of money income, that is rent, wages, interest, and profit, on the basis of contribution of each individual factor in production. Thus, the question for whom to produce actually boils down to the distribution of income generated from production of output in the society. It is called the theory of functional distribution. Another aspect is how should output of the economy be distributed among different persons and families so that all persons get a minimum level of consumption. It may be noted that the above problems are not separated or independent of each other, but are the different forms of the same basic problem, namely to make a choice among alternative uses of scarce resources to obtain maximum satisfaction. Next one, production possibility curve. The meaning of production possibility curve is a curve which depicts all possible combinations of two goods which an economy can produce with available technology and with full and efficient use of its given resources. Earlier, we have seen that human wants are unlimited. Resources, that means means, are limited. To satisfy them are not only limited but also have alternative uses. And it is essential to make a choice between alternative uses of available resources. It needs to be understood that available resources can be used to produce various alternative goods which are known as production possibilities, and the curve showing them is called production possibility curve. Since it is difficult to make a choice among hundreds and thousands of goods, economists have simplified the analysis by presuming only two goods. Assumptions. What are the assumptions given here? Technology is given and does not change. That means the time period does not change. It remains the same throughout the curve. Second one, resources are given or fixed. Techniques of production are fixed. Resources are fully employed. There is full employment in the economy. Two goods can be produced. Only two goods can be produced from the given resources. Factors of production are given in quantity and quality. Even production possibility curve is based upon these assumptions. If some of these assumption changes are neglected, then it affects the nature of production possibility curve. Let us consider an economy with only so many people, so many industries, so much of electricity and natural resources in deciding what shall be produced and how these resources are to be allocated among thousands of different possible commodities. How many industries are to be produced steel? How much electricity to be provided for agriculture? How much for industries? Whether to provide free electricity to farmer or not. These problems are complicated. Therefore, to simplify let us assume there are only two goods to be produced. What are the goods given here? Apples and oranges. See in the schedule table column, A and E are possibilities where the economy either produces 100% of apples or 100% of oranges alone. But the production possibility curve assumes the production of two goods in different combinations. Possibilities A, B, C, D and E are such that the economy produces 4 units of apples and 0 units of oranges in possibility A, 3 units of apples and 2 units of orange in possibility B, 2 units of apples and 4 units of oranges in possibility C, 1 unit of apple and 6 units of oranges in possibility D, and 0 units of apples and 8 units of oranges in possibility E. And now we can see the diagrammatic illustration. So the table column, we see that if we are willing to have more of oranges, we should be willing to sacrifice more of apples. For instance, to reach possibility C from B, the economy produces 2 units more of oranges by sacrificing 1 unit of apples. A full employment economy must always, in producing one good, be giving up something of another. This assumes, of course, that at least some resources can be transferred from one good to another. Such choice of one particular alternative involves opportunity cost of foregoing the other. Thus, the one that gives the maximum benefit at minimum cost of the whole society should be the best choice. So now we can see the diagrammatic illustration that units of oranges are measured horizontally and that of apples on the vertical axis. The curve A and E depict the various possible combinations of the two goods A, B, C, D and E. Thus, a list of all possible combinations of apples and oranges makes up production possibilities. The production possibility curve is also known as transformation curve or production possibility frontier. This curve shows the rate of transformation of one product into the other when the economy moves from one possibility point to the other. All possible combinations lying on the production possibility curve shows the combinations of the two goods that can be produced by the existing resources. Any combination lying inside the production curve, such as U in the figure, indicates that resources are not being fully employed in the best way. Any point outside the production possibility frontier, such as L, implies that the economy does not have adequate resources to produce this combination. But a shift outside the production possibility frontier certainly indicates economic development. This is possible by technological advancement and increase in supply of factors of production. See the picture here, blue column. First blue point is A, B, C, D and E. E and F is full utilization of resources. That is fully resources. Resources are fully. And Last one, shape of PPC. That means the production possibility curve, downward sloping and concave. Why the production possibility curve is sloping downwards? Because it implies that in a situation of full employment of resources, production of one good can be increased only after sacrificing some quantity of the other good. That's why here the PPC, production possibility curve, is sloping downwards. Why it is concave? The shape of PP curve is concave to the origin due to increasing marginal opportunity cost. That's why it is concave in nature. See the red point, red dot. It is underutilization of resources, not utilized fully. And see the black dot, not attainable with available resources and technology. They are not having enough resources and technology. So here x-axis represents agriculture goods and y-axis represents capital goods. So this is production possibility curve. Now we can see the uses of production possibility curve. There are three uses: the problem of choice, the notion of scarcity, solution of central problems. The problem of choice arises because the given limited resources and unlimited wants may relate to the allocation of resources between the goods for the higher income group and the lower income group, and the goods for the defense and the civilians. Since PPC is the locus of the combination, locus means equal of the combination of the goods, the problem of choice will not arise when we choose any point on PPC. Next one, the notion of scarcity. We can explain the notion of scarcity with the help of PPC. Now we explained. We know that every society possesses only a specific amount of resources which can produce only limited amount of output even with the help of best technology. Economic scarcity of best fact of life. The production possibility curve reflects the constraints imposed by the element of economic scarcity. Last one, solution of central problems. The central problems of an economy can be explained with the help of PPC. That means production possibility curve. The solution of problem of what to produce involves the decision regarding the choice of location on the production possibility curves. A production combination represented by any point inside the PPC indicates that the economy is using inefficient methods of production and inefficient combination of resources. So these are the uses of production possibility curve. Conclusion. This chapter has given a broad overview of economics. Moreover, the present certain common characteristics of economics, definitions of wealth, welfare, scarcity and growth-free essential questions an economy must solve. What to produce, how to produce and for whom to produce, and also looked at division of economics, distinguished between micro and macroeconomics. It has introduced some basic concepts frequently appearing throughout the lessons. It is perhaps both important. The study of economics is an intellectually fascinating adventure, highly relevant, and it affects people's life. Every now and then after learning lesson, think of economic activities in and around you. Perhaps in this way, the learning of economics makes to think like an economist. Thank you, students.